So we measure what we got, 3.33, okay, 334. 3.334. Where's my electronic brain? 3.334 minus the length of my part, 3 1/4. So I got to take off 84 thou. Okay, so write that number down, 84 thou. Let's spin my part around with my chuck. Damon, there you go. I always like to give it a wiggle as I'm tightening it. Okay, 84 thou off the face first. Let's grab that left-handed tool. See if I can go to both of these guys so you can watch my wonderful handwork. Goes on the face. Now, remember, the stock wants to come at the face of these parts. I have seen some folks doing OD work with this tool, and it's not optimal with the stock coming at this other face. And I've seen some people facing with the right-hand tool, which isn't as bad in my opinion because we're typically not taking much off, but the tool's not designed to take stock off in this direction. You can take some, but it'd be better if you swap tools since I gave them to you. So let's 800 main power, and is it low or high? It's low. Good for me. Okay, let's go ahead and face this part off. I'm going to touch off, coming way away so I can get the lash out of this machine. Okay, I need to zero my longitudinal slide. So every tick on longitudinal is 10. See if I can take off 20. Good. Another 20. I don't want to get too greedy on these cuts because I didn't clamp it down super tight on that nice pretty part. Okay, now I'm going to take off 10. So I'm going to take off a total of 50 thou. Ooh, that's a crummy chip. Then I'm going to stop and measure. Should have 30 thou to take off, but let's check. Oh, I put my part in too far. I can't measure. Okay, so it's kind of what I was talking about earlier. Let me bring this guy up just a little bit more, I think, so we can see a little close. Oh, I'm taking a picture, it appears. Come on. Ugh. So I can't measure, so I'm going to have to go with my initial math and say that it was, what did I say, 80, 84. So I'm going to take off another 30 thou. Okay. Good. Swap to my OD tool. Take the outside diameter down to 1 inch. And I want it to blend in with that existing surface. My feed was off. Now it's on, okay. So I don't recommend we take any more than 60 thou cuts gripping on that nice pretty surface. Touching off. Good. Zero my cross slide. Now, this is the only time that we grab the cross slide is when we're adjusting it. Every time we're turning the cross slide, we're on the handle, okay? 60 thou depth of cut. If I get really greedy here, I'll spin my pretty part in the chuck. Now, I'm going to wind up making little rings that are going to pop off here. Don't worry about it. Those will slide off at the end when you're done. Of course, my stock is 1.25 inches in diameter. So right about the time I'm coming around one full turn, I should be pretty close to my finished diameter. Got some nice tool marks in there, pretty heavy. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. Didn't take a full 60 because I'm coming up on my finished surface here. So I don't know, I don't have very good light here, but I'm going to come in and touch on my finished edge here. Ever so gently. Okay, right there. And I'm just looking at seeing what my cross slide is. So I have to go to about 25 thou. Okay, cool. I'm going to come away now. God, except I have like 100 thou of lash there. Now I'll come back to that 25. Whoops, Damon. I'm going to take that finish pass. Missed it. Oh, that's nice. Wow, that is so much lash. I think I was one complete turn off on the dial. There's so much lash. All right, you guys won't have that problem. Your machines are not as clapped out as this one. Oh, beautiful. No, I wished I wouldn't have done that, by the way. See me just drag my tool across my finished surface. Smart. Yeah, right? Not all machines do that, by the way. Okay, I'm going to turn my feet off. Nope, didn't turn it off. That's off there. I'm going to crank my speed up. I'm going to sand. Where's my high switch? There's my high switch. Going to ludicrous speed. Need my file. How long am I going to file for? Anybody? Till it's smooth? Until my tool marks are gone. I'm going really slow because remember when I hit my knuckle last time? It really hurt. Anybody else hit their knuckles? Really? I'm the only one? Okay, so we file until our tool marks are gone, and then we sand until our file marks are gone. This is 80 grit. I'll sand 80 grit until the file marks are gone. I'll sand 120 until the 80 grits are gone. And then that's the surface finish. I didn't quite get it. You can see my crummy little finish there, but you get the point. All right. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put the, where are you at? Here? I'm going to put this radius into the feature here. This 3/8 radius, I'm going to be going from 1 inch OD to 7/8. So how deep am I going to go? 1/8. 1/8 on the cross slide. Correct. And since I am using that high-speed steel radius tool, I am going slow. I'm going to go 210, which is out on the right, out on the left, out on the right, and low. Oh, yeah, that's it. Looks about right. Let's go back to that dude. So I am going to scribe this 7/8 line. And then I need to make sure that my tool, that the right side of my tool, this is a common failure area because we lined up the left side of our tool with our layout line before. Okay, so now we need to lay out the right side at 7/8 of an inch. So I'm going to lay some layout dye on it. This dude is just about dry. Gonna grab my hermaphrodite calipers and go to 7/8. It's actually pretty close. Get a good scribe on there. Okay, so I'm going to be pretty close to the chuck here. You guys able to see that? Let's bring you in a little closer here and show you how. And I really do need some light. So I am close to my tool. Man, okay. That's too close. Which means I need to pull my part out after I finish this outside. What does that mean? That means I'm going to have run out. Can you see? Well, it doesn't look bad at all. Okay, maybe I got lucky. I didn't see any run out. So now let's line this tool up. Now, before we used the ruler and we sighted down, and we went right down the side of my tool to line it up with my layout line. I can't get that in there now, so I'm going to use some eye chronometer, and I'm going to sight down and try to line that line up with this edge right here. You know, if you can find a way to get that in there, but I really don't see it. But that's looking good right there. Now what I'm going to do I have my wrench? I still don't have the wrench for this, do I? I wanted to lock my carriage. So I didn't, well, this one's different. This one takes, I think that's 17 millimeter or something. Lost my 3/4. One of you guys is taking my wrench. I'm going to... You think I moved it?
Well, you tightened it down for me last time.
I took my own wrench. Okay, so I'm just going to tighten down the carriage just so I don't bump it into the chuck. Okay? All right. Cutting oil. $210. Roger that. I'm going to touch off. This machine's got so much lash, I'm just going to pull some out. No, I just got done preaching to you about checking the height, and then I didn't check the height on mine. So I'm hoping nobody messed with this one. So I touched off, I'm going to 0, the cross slide. Lay some. So half a trip around the handle's an eighth. Let's go. And I want to see that chip. I just pause and let the chip fall away. A little more lube there. As I get closer, I start paying more attention to that dial. 110. 115, 120, 125. Throw your caliper in there. Make sure you don't use the flats because it's going to mess you up. You want to be in on the sharp tines. Looking for 8.875. No way. No way. Can you believe that? 0.875. Booyah. All right. Next, file and sand that feature. Okay? You guys know how to do that. I'm not going to bore you. Let's unlock my carriage, get away, change tools. Okay, now for a little fun and interesting part. I am going to put a slight crown on the end of my part. And to do that, I'm going to take my compound and I'm going to turn it. So, first thing I need to do is loosen my compound. This one, actually I think everybody's is taking Allen wrenches. Loosen, and I'm going to straighten until it's straight. Okay, so right now I'm perpendicular. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to kick this guy over, I don't know, 8 degrees or so. 10 degrees. Snug that back down. Now that 8 to 10 degrees is all Kentucky windage. Once again, I'm not grading that feature because I don't have the radius tool. Now I did mess up the squareness of my tool. So I'm going to eyeball square it up to the side of my compound. Snug her back down. Going back to my 800 RPM. Okay, now here's one of the different things is, are we still on camera? Yeah. I need to turn my compound to feed. So first I'm going to come and, well, I'll get in position first. Using my cross slide for my gross adjustments. I touch off, come off my part. I'll go ahead and zero my longitudinal. But we're not going to be doing much longitudinal cuts. I'm going to dial in 10 thou on my longitudinal. Okay? And then turn your cross slide. Okay? Another 10 thou longitudinal. Turn your cross slide. And you're not seeing it from that angle, but I'm cutting a chip almost to the center of the axis. So this one more 10 thou cut, longitudinal, this should take me to the center of my part. Oh, I stopped about a 50 thou from the center. I think that's good. Okay? File sand. Make sure you take off this sharp edge right here. Just how I would do it would be like this. Let's get that ridiculous speed back up again. Out, out. Wow, that doesn't look like it at all, does it? Out, in. There we go. Now we're cooking with gas. Grab your file, and we're just breaking the edge. So just a light lick like that. And the way I'm going to check it is I'm just going to drag my finger across it, and I don't want to snag my finger. That's how I check whether we have this dim 10 of broken edges, as I drag my finger over your whole part. And if my finger snags somewhere, you don't get those points.